And a big warm welcome to everyone to another episode of Who's Got Clout, hosted here on Clout Forum with your host, Mark Bentley. I'm from Perth, Western Australia, and Alex Rogan, who is tuning in from over on the Russian side of the world. And today is the second part of a fantastic special event we're having for the Doodles Academy. So the Doodles Academy is the BitClout equivalent of Y Combinator, of bringing people on and really helping them to bring out the best in themselves and who they are on this platform. And it's been incredible to see the characters that have been in our last episode. And to give a quick little overview of who we're introducing today, and then we'll go into our conversations. We have Kerstin Eymers, who I'm sure you've seen on the platform around the place. Kirsten is an award-winning executive consultant, Agile coach, and lecturer who is on a mission to create a decentralized home for all of us. She is a strong advocate for women and underrepresented groups and got invited to join Forbes Women Network, an international network of entrepreneurs, leaders, and innovators. And then we have the incredible Lisa Mariette, who we have already had on the podcast with Who's Got Clout. So Lisa is a yogi and spiritual teacher who works with clients to help them incorporate meditation and mindfulness into their daily lives. This includes conscious leadership consulting for purpose-driven executives, as well as living mindfully at work and at home. And last but very not least, we have the Grace Basame. I'm going to have to get you to help me work that one out. Designer, entrepreneur, samurai. His mission is to make DeSo more accessible, safer, and empowering, one interaction at a time. And he does this through 3 projects related to creator support, polio, education, the protagonist, and mental health with Remedy Coin. Grace is also an NFT project, the Dragon Ball NFT, related to a childhood passion. So that's our little high view of everyone. How's everyone doing?
Good. Thanks for having us. Thank you, Mark.
Fantastic.
And Alex.
Thanks, Mark.
It's a pleasure.
Yeah,
it's a pleasure to have you all on. All right, fantastic. So what we'll do is we'll jump in, and we've all got different deadlines. We're in one of the busiest times of the year coming up to this festive season around the planet. So in respect of each other's time, and I really appreciate what you have given to us here to be here today. So in the interest of that, let's bring you, Lisa, on first, and we'll have a chat with you, and then we'll get to you, Kerstin, afterwards, and then Grace, you'll come in and help us bring it in for a landing. All right, fantastic. So Lisa, my dear, this is not our first conversation. How are you?
Sorry, I'm reposting the.
Oh, yeah.
It didn't show up on my notifications, and I'm like, just go to Cloud Forum. Okay, I'm here with you. How are you?
Fantastic. Yeah. So, okay. So now you and I, normally our conversations go deep down the rabbit hole and all over the place, but being with the Doodles Academy today, we're going to try and keep it on point to focus on you and the magic you've been working with. So first of all, for everyone that might not know who you are and haven't come across you on the platform yet, then what is the story of how you essentially, or most importantly, how did you get to Doodles Academy, and what inspired you to get involved?
Wow, that's a really good question. So when I first joined the platform back in April, I knew that it was something really special. I knew that there was a lot that I didn't know, and I knew that I needed help because I said, if this is totally new, I don't really know what I'm doing. I worked in social media, but this is like a whole new beast. And I said, I would really, really, really love to have a mentor. So I kept saying, I need mentors, I need mentors, I need mentors, I need somebody to kind of like help with, I know that we're all kind of figuring this out together. And on top of that, because I'm new to crypto, I just thought, it would be really great to have like a mentorship type of program for DeSo with people who know more than me and are, better at these things than me. So there were a couple that kind of like popped up as potential ones. And then I saw Zach, who I'd seen Doodles posting and we've been interacting. And I saw that there was, the Y Combinator of BitClout. So I said, oh, this is exactly what I was looking for and wanting. So I applied, and I had been working on a pitch deck previously for my BitClout project. And so I submitted it. I submitted my application, told them all about what I wanted to do through what was BitClout at the time, but I guess we'll change it. So through DeSo. And and I got accepted. So I said, I was like, this is my pitch deck. This is what I want to do. I would love to, be a part of it. And once I kind of figure out what I'm doing, help other people as well. So.
Fantastic. Yeah, because I mean, it's one of those most, like you say, I think a lot of people lose context of just how early we are. Like, this is like a baby that hasn't even learned to walk yet, that's just come out, and that's the beauty. We get to come together, and that's what I've seen in already the guests so far from Doodles Academy. One of the strongest parts being that networking, right, and being able to connect and help each other find how to move forward. So. What's your experience? Or actually, before we go into that, what is it that you're putting forward? What is it you're working on? Do you want to share with everyone what you're working on through the Doodles Academy for yourself?
Sure. Yeah. So basically what I'm working on is that I am building a business on DeSo, and it's going to be, there's sort of two parts to it, but the part that I'm focusing on first is doing consulting, because I'm a spiritual teacher. But it's like, well, how do you work as a spiritual teacher? So,
I know that one well.
Right? You don't want to like be on the street being like, so do you need like any life advice? The project that I've sort of come up with is I have two. There's one that's sort of more of like my yoga and wellness profile, which is for people who want to incorporate yoga into their daily lives, but like the yogic lifestyle. So Ayurveda, meditation, Tantra, everything that's the yogic lifestyle. And then the sort of one that I'm focusing on right now is my conscious leadership consulting. So conscious leadership is basically being mindful and being present and really focusing on making decisions from a place not of ego, but of being just being a conscious leader. So not letting yourself get pulled down into old patterns and yeah, using your business as a way of sort of, there's a book about it, but it's called Using Your Business. It's about using your business to sort of help elevate humanity. So first you focus on
Mm.
yourself, making sure that you are doing well. I call it having a 360-degree life, so that you're thriving in all sort of 12 aspects of your life you're supposed to be thriving in. Once you have that, then you can go into your company or your work environment and work on making sure that it's a positive environment, because it's not just about profit at all costs. It's about actually being a purpose-driven company, which is
Mm.
led by a purpose-driven leader. So, and then once you do that, then you can kind of then you can kind of go into communities and have projects that way to help people. So it's basically
Mm.
like I'm kind of a coach for not necessarily social entrepreneurs, but purpose-driven entrepreneurs, because I work
I
a
like
lot.
that.
Yeah, like I work a lot with helping people find their purpose, making sure they're living, you know, making decisions for the highest good. I always like to joke that like Facebook is my pain point because we don't want that to happen again. We don't want any.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great. It's great to be a $1 trillion company, but like at what cost?
Mm.
Um, sorry, I had like a little argument. I had like an argument with somebody this morning. It was like, sorry, I'm like really emotional. So I
Mm.
get really emotional talking about this because I'm like really sorry.
Means a lot to you. No, you
Yeah,
take your time, Lisa. It's
no,
might be something. Mm.
I got into like an argument with somebody this morning, and it was just like, I'm sorry, I'm like crying. God. Um. Anyway,
It's a good
so
day for it.
yeah. So anyway, so that's what I do, and then
Mm.
my goal, like the whole reason that I do all of this, is that I want to use the profits of the business um, to do like development work. So I want to use the profits of the business to go towards like building schools and building education centers. Sorry,
Yeah.
I'm just really
Mm.
I I got into an argument this morning with a girl that, sorry, I won't go into it, but
It's whatever you need right now, Lisa. It's I mean, in the spirit of the work that you bring to the world,
yeah,
these emotions are
sorry.
real, right?
I think
And as you're mentioning,
I'm
sorry.
sorry. I've been moving for like 6 days and I'm just really stressed out. Sorry.
Yeah, I understand. Lisa, I think this is one of those things right now where this is a reality of the world we're in, with so much moving around, there's so much intensity, that the very thing that you're offering is, and that's what warms my heart. That's where I had that breath, that out breath when you were sharing, because what you're actually offering is genuinely, to me, one of the most important things. You're gonna make me cry thinking about it, but because there's so much separation happens from that reaction, right, and that place of not being able to be in our own power and our sovereignty there to connect and
Yeah.
have confrontation without the conflict.
Well, and also too, like we need more kindness and we need more people be considerate of each other. And just the girl was just, she was just like, I was on the metro, like I was taking the metro and everybody has to wear a mask, and this girl just
Mm.
wasn't wearing a mask. She was like talking and like coughing, and I said to her, I said, could you please put on a mask? And she started like arguing with me, and she was like, you're not the boss of the metro, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, you're being so selfish. Like people are dying. Like I had COVID and I was in the hospital and I almost died. Like I was really scared.
Mm.
So I don't know. Maybe that's why I'm so emotional, because it was like it brought up all of those feelings. Like
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm totally getting off topic, but but
Well, it's off topic but on topic, right? I
yeah,
mean, this is the reality of
that's
often when people are
reality.
going into their driving their businesses, making decisions that may change their lives, when they make them from this place with this emotion hidden away without seeing it,
Yeah,
and without being connected to that higher self of who we are and our purpose, then that emotion can be the thing that makes these business decisions. And so it's
yeah.
important to learn these things that you're offering.
But I think
Absolutely.
it's like, and the thing is like I don't I don't regret like crying, because that's reality. Like that's
Mm.
And I think it's okay. I don't think that it's bad to be in touch with your feelings. I don't think that it's bad to cry. I don't think that it's bad to get upset. Not the best timing, but
Lisa, I think we were just saying to everyone, anyone watching the live stream right now, this is what I love with you, Lisa, is your vulnerability, your willingness to be there. That's something that I strive for every day in my life. And I was just sharing with everyone here that my boy has just been facing the loss of his grandma, and I've got my emotion. I was actually saying to you, like, if you see me go a little bit strange in the face, it might just be the emotion coming up. So I might have even helped trigger that. Let's be emotional together.
it's
Live on BitClout.
And then today it was like,
yeah.
Anyway.
No, and Lisa, and I know you've got a big day ahead as well. So I just want to acknowledge, thank you so much for being real and for being all that you are, because I think this is even just being witnessed in that emotion and in our pain, it helps others realize that it's not something that needs to be hidden anymore, and I don't want to see platforms being built where we have to hide everything. Also, want everything purged on it, but it's time to be real. And you, my dear, are an embodiment of that. Thank you.
I appreciate that. Well, and now that it's like, I always say, I definitely am somebody who, like, I feel my emotions through my eyes. But then it's like, I cry it out, it's done, and then I'm fine. Like, the rest of the day, like, I'm fine, but
yeah.
But yeah,
it helps clean the mirror, right? It helps kind of, a bit of liquid helps wash it all away. So are you up for one more question?
Yes. I'm ready now. I got it out.
I think we just showed it. Right. I mean, there's some of the process right there of what can, and look how, and I can see the strength that returns and how it's like, you can see your energy and your body shifting as you allow yourself to feel and then bring yourself back in. And it's a potent demonstration. So I appreciate that.
Oh,
so our last, so my last question before I'll let you go, because I know you've got a lot on and with life, I get it. So the last question is, no, this has been beautiful, genuinely. And I appreciate your willingness. So the last question is, how have you found Doodles Academy, and have you found it supportive for bringing your work into the world through the platform and then people you've met there? How has that been?
Yeah, oh my gosh. So Doodles Academy has been absolutely amazing. Zach is amazing. Darian is amazing. Kirsten, Grace, like, everybody is really wonderful. It's really inspiring because sort of what I want to do is, people are like, oh, what do you want to do is like really big. And I said, I know, but I'm still going to do it. And it's been so helpful, just all the speakers that we've had. Like, we had Brian Krasenstein came to talk to us, Jason Devlin of Cloudcast, Salil Sethi, Arts, everybody's favorite. So we're getting so much just great information, and meeting so many wonderful people. Gabriel, he just got funded by the Octane Fund, and so, like, it's really exciting. Grace and I are working together. I've chatted with Kirsten, and she's amazing. So Doodles Academy has been so helpful on so many levels to just help figure this thing out, to help with support, and to help with just knowledge and information. And I'm so thankful for everything, for everyone. So apply for Doodles Academy cohort January. I know there's plans for another cohort, but everybody apply, because it's amazing. Lots of great support.
That's awesome. And Lisa, I think after people watch these 2 episodes, it's already, I'm sitting there going, I want to apply. And it's like, what are you doing? It's like, I just want to apply. I want to be amongst it. I want to hang out with you guys.
No, they totally
it's just been amazing to see and to feel that bond. And I think it really speaks to one of the most important things I feel as we're building community now, is to find your little fractals, right? Not little, find your big fractals, find who it is you resonate with. And things like Doodles Academy are just such powerful things for bringing people together. And I'm stoked. Like, and Lisa, I'm stoked you're in. I'm stoked you've been on here again. We've got to chat again and play. And so thank you so much. So with that, we'll let you get back to your day and your wild ride ahead. And you know where to find me if you ever need me as well. Yeah.
Yeah, I might send you a message on Telegram.
We have a call in a few days or something and debrief.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. I can't stay the whole time. I'll stay for another
Yeah.
5 minutes and then I have to leave. I'm so sorry.
No, at least honestly, that's absolutely okay. You go do what you need to do. Thank you so much for being here and role modeling what you do. Like, I mean, look, everyone, please see how what's possible. Where the normal old way of dealing with something like this would have been, put a distraction, stop something, or like swap them out, or to try and avoid people seeing the pain and the hurt. Rather than right now, you are able to just actually role model that it's okay to feel that pain and hurt. It doesn't make you weak. And then you're still here afterwards. Once you've had the opportunity, the freedom, not to have it fixed, not to be told what it's all about, but just to feel it, then all of a sudden, like you showed how your face, you came back and you're like, okay, here I am now.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, that right there is what you have been able to achieve for yourself, which is game changing. And it's what you're doing for so many. So thanks for bringing that to the table.
Thank you. Yeah, that's the thing. Emotions last like about 90 seconds. So if you can just let yourself feel them, lean into it, and then be like, okay. Then it's the problem is when you linger in emotions, then it becomes a mood or a pattern. Right. That's the issue. But
you get depressed into a pattern.
Yeah, but we all have anger, we all have sadness, we all have fear, we all have joy.
Yeah.
So it's just like, where do you choose to spend your time? Like, I normally choose to spend my time in joy, but when fear comes, when anger comes, when sadness comes, I feel it. I get it out through my eyeballs. And then I'm back, So anyway, okay. So I'm going to let wonderful Kirsten and Grace and Alex take the space. I don't want to take it anymore. So much.
Love you, Lisa.
Bye.
May your day flow with grace, and I'll have lots of good times with Grace as well after.
Yes.
All right. See you, Lisa. Thanks for coming in. All right. Well, here on Who's Got Clout, we like to do it raw and wild. So thank you, Lisa, for that. And so now we'll be bringing on Kerstin, am I getting it right? And Grace will bring you on towards the end. I'm looking forward to getting to you, my friend. And Kerstin, are you with us now?
Hi, Mark. Yes. Hello.
Yay. Awesome.
What
a start, hey?
But, yeah, I'm really happy that Lisa showed up as the human that she is. And I have so much respect for her. And I'm glad to be here. So thank you, Mark, for having me.
Fantastic. And again, really appreciate you taking the time, because I know everyone has so much on their plates, and building on this is a passion of love at the moment. And so really appreciate you being here, Kerstin. So jumping in, honoring everyone's time and ensuring we stay in the flow, let's jump straight into the nitty gritty now. Kerstin, so for those that haven't come across you, like, we've had some good exchanges and I've already felt the vibe. And that's what I love about the platform. You can feel someone's vibe in their comments, the difference between someone looking for attention or someone who's just genuinely engaging. And you engage a lot on that platform in a beautiful way. So what's your superhero origin story? Like, how did you find your way to DeSo and Doodles Academy, and where did you come from?
So first of all, thank you very much for this nice feedback. I mean, that's pretty much the point. What I try to do is to serve the community in the best way. And my professional background is in marketing consulting. So I do have a good understanding of social media, I would say. But I mean,
shows.
Thank you. But when COVID hit, I kind of focused more on leadership and agile coaching and team development, because the people aspect, I mean, for me, it was always the number one priority, people, because I mean, a product without people, I don't know if it makes sense. But as you can see, all in all, I mean, it's a pretty good mix, because on the one side, I can see I have the social media knowledge and know how to build brands and communities. And on the other side, like developing people. And I feel like DeSo is I can use my skills so well in DeSo. It's like bringing everything together now. And what brought me to DeSo is pretty unspectacular. I found it on Instagram, and yeah, I got in March back then. And yeah, as a marketing consultant with that background, I always need to check the trends. And I was like, yeah, let's go try this thing. And yeah, I'm still here. So that's probably a good time.
And I think, I mean, Kerstin, that's one of those things, right, that and multiple people have commented on this along the way, many. The caliber of humans that are gathering together that are very intelligent, they understand how things work. And like you've said, you actually specialize in working with social media. So for you to stick around and for those kinds of people to stick around, I mean, that says a lot for the fact that only in the first 6 months that the platform's doing something right. So that's always great.
Yeah, I mean, we have all been so supportive and co-creating, and also the team. I mean, what the team is doing is just literally amazing. And I think we can see the power of people here when we are all coming together and supporting each other, what we can build together. It's just fantastic.
Unreal, right? In such a quick time. And so speaking of which, having been on Doodles Academy, what are you actually like? What's your focus? What are you working on within that academy, your project? What can you tell us about that?
Yeah. So actually, I am pretty much focused on also learning and meeting awesome new people and mentors. And I am working on a project and the brand behind the scenes, mostly, I would say in the educational part, because decentralization and leadership, and many people do not understand the basics of that. I mean, we always think like, oh, that's all clear for us because we are educating ourselves, but that's not what the masses do. So you need a lot of content and education in that part. And yeah, my focus in general on DeSo is serving the community and pushing things forward, especially now as I am also a DeSo voice. So yeah, my focus is really on the community. I can say I'm building products in the background, but serving the community is always my number one priority.
Absolutely. So now you've mentioned Agile. Now, would you mind just explaining to people what Agile is in that sense? Because I think what we're seeing right now is a need for a new kind of leadership and a new way of community working together. And when I hear that word, it gets me excited because I've done a little bit of looking into those things and recognize that we need to rethink the way we do project management and things like that. So from your take, what would you say is Agile and why is it so important?
Yeah, what I'm trying to make it very simple because many people do not understand what it means, and it's totally fine because it's pretty new when you're not in tech or IT. But the main point is also to be able to pivot quickly, but I would say to have the right mindset. This means or let's bring it from the other side. Many companies, I think, when they introduce project management tools like Scrum, for example, everything will work out and they are ready for the future. But that's not working, because when you don't get the people, no project management tool will help you. It's just impossible. And I think this is what many other companies need to understand, that it's important to get everyone on the same page. From a mindset level, to have this strong vision, why are we doing things, and to also build trust. This will be more important in the future because, yeah, as we are working remote, and also because we are going from this centralized leadership, which we can also say, like in a company, there is the CEO, to this decentralized part where we do not have the CEO or stakeholders, like in DeSo. And this is pretty hard to understand, and I'm working on something that makes this easy. Yeah.
No, awesome. And then the reason that I wanted to bring this in and bring this to people's attention, Kirsten, so I appreciate that you broke that down, because like you say, it is a big topic, and it does take a lot to be able to kind of make it simple. But I think moving into this decentralized world, I would say to everyone to keep an eye on you and your moves and what you do out there, because I'm excited that we have someone like you that works with these kinds of ideas of shifting our mindsets for a decentralized world, because we moving away from, like you said, this old CEO kind of old school way of like centralized power. When we move to decentralized power, it sounds fantastic, right? But then I've seen so many communities that, you know, I'm a bit of a reformed hippie, and you know, still a little bit there. And I remember watching communities come together with a lot of good ideals, you know, no centralized power at the beginning, but then also nothing getting done. And also, you know, then all of a sudden, all kinds of things in different bits. So it's like, how do we find that balance where we can work together in leadership and things? So I'm excited to see what comes out of that. Thank
you. Appreciate that.
So, Kerstin, what would you say when it comes to Doodles Academy? What were some of your favorite things about it and with the Academy that you could share and suggest for others as a reason to why they should keep an eye on it and maybe apply for the next round?
Yeah. Yeah. Doodles Academy, I mean, it's been a total game changer, really. Like, I mean, just alone meeting all these fantastic people and mentors and bouncing ideas, growing together. And I mean, it sounds maybe weird, but also being lost together is so much fun, because I mean, we need to remember that what we are doing here is brand new, and so it's okay to not have all answers. I mean, and Zach is the absolute best to lead this. And yeah, I can recommend Doodles really to everyone who is willing to learn and who is also willing to put in time and work, because both sides need to do something. Yeah.
So there is work happening in the back there. It's not just social gatherings once a week.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to really learn something, you need to also engage. And we have mentors like Darian, for example. We can ask him questions all the time. And yeah, it's really, really great. I can recommend it. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, Kirsten, thank you so much for taking the time, because I know as well, like we've said before a million times, it's so much happening out there and so much to do. So really appreciate you coming on and sharing your experience. And I love getting to meet you and hear your voice and get to know you in person. Because again, it's one of those things, right? So much happens on the platform, but much more happens off the platform in interviews, podcasts, calls. And so it's great to meet you off the platform.
Thank you so much, Mark. Thank you.
Hey,
see you later.
Absolute pleasure. All right. Thank you very much, my dear. And now we bring on our last and not least guest, Mr. Grace. Now, Grace, how do I say this? Is it Basme? Basame?
Basem.
Basem.
Grace
Basem. I was way off. Grace Basem.
Oh, you were close.
Hey.
Okay.
Well, it's nice to meet you, Grace. Welcome to the conversation.
It's a pleasure to be here. Thanks for having me. I love the space, the virtual space we created here. So it's a pleasure to be here.
It's incredible what's possible, isn't it? When we kind of get out of our own ways and forget that we're just looking at screens.
Definitely.
So, Grace, first of all, where are you based around the world?
Well, I'm based in Geneva, Switzerland, and France. I like to give that precision because I'm just at the border, and I've always been on both sides. I've been living on both sides, working on both sides. That's the region where I grew up.
Gotcha. I was going to say it's you've got the style as well from that area, so you're looking very sharp, my friend.
I appreciate that.
You have to remember, I'm coming from.
I had to dress well for you guys.
Here I am feeling I'm very Australian, with the shirts just hanging around and.
Your style is very
awesome.
fine.
So Grace, tell us a little bit about what brought you to BitClout. Like what was your OG story to finding the platform, and what made you stick around?
Oh, that's a very interesting question. Actually, I was on Clubhouse. I was trying to bootstrap a project. One of the projects I'm working on BitClout, the Protagonist project. And one of my friends actually heard about BitClout and created his token. So he's quite famous on Clubhouse. So he launched like a huge event, a big room, invited many people to promote his coin, to promote his token. So I was there, I saw that, I was like, whoa, this is interesting. Something just, clicked. I knew it was something special. And then I think the same evening or even at the same time, there was a French room, and I saw Charles and Wilfred, those two guys from BitClout Bridge. They were having I didn't know them back then. They were having a room. They were talking about a new social media that's going to change the social media space and the crypto space. I was like, okay, this is interesting. I knew quite a bit about the blockchain and the crypto. I've been investing in crypto, but I wasn't really, bullish on anything. Just curious. But I went there because I'm really curious when it comes to tech, and I know usually the French guys are always late when something cool happened in tech. So I was like, okay, let's go. Maybe I will find out something special, and I could get involved early. So yeah, something just happened, and I went there. I saw those guys talking about BitClout, crypto, with social media, blockchain. I was like, that's new. That's something new. So I went up there on stage, talking to them, asking them questions, and they onboarded me straight away the same day. Like I knew we were at the dome of a revolution, in the crypto and social media space. So I trusted them, and they were really kind. They were onboarding. Same day, I created my token. But then
fantastic.
I failed because I lost my seed phrase. I didn't know how it was working.
You're one of those stories.
Yeah. So there is an account there with my name, but I had to create another one the proper way, and then everything started from there, and it's been amazing.
Fantastic. And so you've jumped into Doodles Academy. So what was it that inspired that, and how did you see that one?
Actually, I didn't jump into anything. Actually, Doodles came to me. Like 1 week or two after joining BitClout, I was trying to get some attention on my one of my projects, the Apollio project. And for that, I was offering something. I was offering logos and landing pages for anyone who would buy the coin. And I knew if I could have at least one serious client, this could help me gain credibility on the platform, because I knew if someone is interested that early, maybe that person is really ambitious and trying to do something special on the platform. And that's how Doodles found me. He found the project first, and then he found out I was behind the project. But I think we connected on the personal level as well, but we didn't exchange. It was through the project because my offer was buy I think it was maybe three of the three coins, and then you will get this and that. So this is how I met Doodles. He was really enthusiastic about working with me. He trusted me straight away. I loved my communication. And then I helped him build the landing page for his project for Doodles Academy. So we knew each other, and I put everything together, the funnel for everyone to apply to Doodles Academy. And I was seeing those people, because I was seeing those people applying. It was like a big list. I was like, whoa, this is amazing. Who is this guy? and I had the chance to talk to him. I knew his background. I knew he was a serious person, ambitious, knowledgeable. So I wanted to keep him, close, because I liked the guy, Yeah, that's how I get introduced to Doodles Academy. But he actually came to me and said, I know you, and if you are interested, just come and join us. I didn't have to apply or do the interviews or whatever, because we knew each other, and he already knew what I was working on, what I was trying to do on the platform, and who I basically was.
That's a fantastic, and this again is what I'm loving so much about being able to talk to you and to the others and everyone we get on this podcast, is to help the new people out there that are getting this platform, people that don't feel like they're getting anywhere, to really understand like how much magic is alive if you can make space for it. Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's right.
And it's hearing everyone different ways.
Exactly.
So speaking of magic, what's been some of your favorite parts of the Academy since you've been in amongst all the crew and that? What's your favorite highlights of the Doodle Academy experience?
Man, so much. The people. I mean, one of the things that pushed me to start working on one of my projects, the Apollo project, which is the DeSo, the first DeSo creative agency, was that every ecosystem with creators needs a very good, strong support system, and Doodles Academy is about that. Basically, is about finding those people who are willing to create and give them the resources, the tools, the relationships. And I was like, this is what we need, whenever we're creating something that new, which also depend on how us, the early people, the early birds, behave. We have to build like strong foundations, and people like Doodles and what we're doing at Doodles, because I love what Kirsten said, because we are co-creating, and what we're doing with Doodles is about co-creating. And I think that this will give like a direction to the next phase of BitCloud, So that's, for me, that's the most important thing. The most important highlight is about co-creating, is about collaboration, strong, having a strong support system, and inspiring others, because more people hanging out and coming from the Doodles Academy, the more I think BitCloud and DeSo will take advantage of this, in a positive way.
Absolutely. I love the way you put that. And even Alex has popped in the chat there as well. Well defined and awesome. It's I think you've just laid it out really well. And it sounds to me like what we're really hearing here is like the Doodles Academy has offered many different things. And one of them sounds like a place where you can weave talent together, in an organic way, without kind of everyone hiding their cards and like, oh, are you the one? Maybe I'll offer you, and that kind of weird old school business, but just getting together, cards on the table, and go, hey, who wants to co-create and find your resonance?
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
And I think Doodles, is what made me, stay, is to see that I'm working with obviously many amazing and talented people, but also the leader, the main leader, and the leaders are actually very smart. Like Doodles, what impressed me the most was this guy is not just only gathering people and helping them out with advice and helping people helping the cohort meet like high profiles. It's not just about that. He's actually investing first, and then give you the equipment and the space to actually strive in this community, and that's, for me, it's amazing. You understand that we, as a creator, you need many things on different levels, and he's actually like thinking about all those little things. And even in the recruitment, like he's trying to he selected five men, 5 women. Everything is kind of calculated to make us thrive on this platform. And that's what I like about it. It's thinking, is really thinking. Even though he's not telling everything, I understand that he's thinking, and that's what I like about this.
Awesome. I think you just really summarized Doodles, Zach, really, really well.
I've been observing.
It's right. It's because he has such a bubbly, friendly, loving energy. He's also very switched on, and he's aware of what he's putting together, and it's all about the environment, right? And he's really created, like Alex has said in the message here, great environment, which leads to win-win. So yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome.
I think that was
Grace,
a great testimony for him.
Yeah, absolutely. So Grace, thank you so much for taking the time today, my friend, and for sharing the stories. And absolutely, like I'm a little bit like, how have I not been coming across you and realizing? But it's like it's just how it is, right? We're all in our rabbit holes doing our things, and now I'm sitting there like, please, everyone watching, make sure you follow these creators. You guys are doing so much for the platform, and I'm sure we're going to have many more conversations to come if you would on a cloud forum with that. Yeah,
I would love that, and I think it was just the right timing, the right time. So it's been a pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Likewise, my friend. All right. So now, if Kirsten, you're still with us, and Grace, we've got a few more minutes left, and this is the part where I hand it over to Alex, and he will ask you some of his famous questions to spice it up at the end before we finish up.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you so much. The first thing that I would like to say is that you are just awesome, and it's I'm a lucky guy that I can be here and listening to your stories and revealing characters of yours. It's just amazing opportunity. Thank you guys for coming to us and having time for it.
Appreciate it,
guys.
Yeah,
I appreciate it. That's very kind.
So let's talk about the Doodles Academy. I'll give you some questions about it very shortly, and they're going to be more entertaining. So feel free to answer in the most honest way that you can. So the first one that I've asked in our previous session with Doodles Academy participants, and I want to ask you this question as well. Could you describe Doodles in one sentence?
I would say smart, funny leader.
Awesome. Kirsten?
I would keep it simple and say one of a kind.
Awesome. From me, I would, from me, I would add one more trait is sexy. Just for me. Okay. What was the most favorite moment for you during the journey of Doodles Academy? Do you have one?
Oh, wow.
That's a good question.
Yeah, while you're thinking, we can talk with Mark, having a little fun with him. We'll give you a chance to prepare. I know sometimes my questions can be a little bit shocking, and it requires some time just to process it, to digest it, and then the answer should come up to you. Maybe it was the beginning when you met everyone.
For me, I think it was the beginning, exactly when we met everyone, the vibe, and the, I almost instantly liked everyone. It was a good feeling,
Mhm.
So I would say that moment was special, but it could sound cliche. But so I would also add the
How was
meeting
it? How was it? Was it a Zoom call? So you're gathering together,
Yeah.
just talking to each other, or it was?
Yeah, it was a Zoom call.
The first lecture.
No. It was a Zoom. It was a Zoom call. It was just meeting everyone, right, Kirsten? It wasn't a lecture. It was introduction. This is everyone. This is the stories, and this is what we're working on.
Awesome.
I think Kirsten, maybe you can confirm that.
Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, I mean, thinking of one moment is pretty hard, I need to say. I mean, of course, it was like a highlight to meet Arts, which is still super impressive, I need to say. But yeah, there are so many moments, and also just working with this very diverse group of people. I mean, this is still so good, I think, that we are 50% women, 50% men, and we can exchange so many thoughts and ideas, and from so many different cultures and backgrounds. Yeah, so I can't define one moment.
Okay.
I remember. I remember when Arts came, there was like a hype, around him.
Yeah.
I was like, who is this guy? I didn't know him, to be honest with you guys. I didn't know him. I was like, who is this guy? Why everyone is so excited, So I had to go and look, for him and learn a little bit about him. I heard about, I saw he was mentioned a lot, and even on Clubhouse, but I didn't know the guy. But then I saw what he was working on, what he was doing, and I was like, okay, this is a serious guy. And I actually enjoyed when he came. But for me, the nicer, I would say, moment I had with the mentors that came was with Chris Martin, actually, because I connect so much to who he is as a person, but also how he says things, how he teaches, how he communicates, and what he does in the tech world. So that was a very hype moment for me, I would say, because I actually like the guy.
Awesome. Yeah, I hope you'll have a chance to talk with him again on the platform, and I'm totally convinced that he's open for it.
Yeah, we talk already on Twitter and Discord.
Awesome, man. Okay, guys, so my next question about Doodles Academy. Among all lecturers, who would you choose as a mentor?
Sorry, say again?
Among all lecturers, among all teachers, who would you choose as your mentor for business or just
mentor?
Something else?
Okay. Oh.
And you can't repeat each other. So the first who will say will have an advantage.
Kirsten, do you want to go first?
Arts.
She's in love with arts. What do you want to say?
My love for arts.
She was so hyped when he came.
Yeah, I mean, just the opportunity to get a session with an investor is something many people they work so hard to get recognized, and we kind of get it for free. And it's like, I really value this time of arts. And I mean, I think that's the point. Yeah,
absolutely. I can get you. I didn't reach this point because I never talked to Arts personally. We had him on our session back then in June, but I hope I will get the point that you already reached.
Mhm.
Yeah, Grace. So who would your mentor?
For me, it would be Darian. Darian has something special the others don't have, in my opinion.
Awesome.
And it's not always like visible, but it's something you feel.
Mhm.
And yeah, for me, it would be Darian.
He's
know,
awesome.
Darian
And
is
he
Yeah,
rides fast motorbike.
Mhm. Yeah.
I like Darian.
absolutely. And me and Mark totally gets what you're speaking of, because back then when we had a chat with him on our podcast, it was this vibe we felt for sure. Okay, guys. Who was the funniest lecturer?
uh, I think Chris. And Doodles. I mean, Doodles. Zach is funny. I think Zach and Chris, in my opinion, different
Kirsten,
kind of
I agree with
humor,
him.
but yeah.
Yeah, actually, I missed the session with Chris.
Oh yeah, you weren't there. That's the reason why you don't understand what I'm saying.
So, Chris, if you're hearing this, I will maybe DM you. But yes, I mean, Zach is just a gem. This is awesome. Yeah, Zach.
Awesome, cool.
Really.
Okay, guys. I think we've covered Doodles Academy today very in a very extensive way, and I think it's enough for now. And I would like to explore your personalities. So let's speak about you. And my question will be, after you went through Doodles Academy training, with all that bunch of new knowledge about Web3 and decentralized social you have now, what advice would you give to your previous boss if you could?
What advice would we give to
your previous boss?
my previous boss?
Yeah. If you
wow.
had one, I don't know.
Oh, okay. I see what you mean.
So I think you've learned a lot of new stuff during the Doodles Academy, and for sure now your conscious borders has become wider, and that's why I'm asking, with this background knowledge that you've received during the Doodles Academy, do you have something to advise to your previous boss? I mean,
I would keep it simple and say share consistent value.
wow.
Yeah. I would say my previous boss, I would say we are at the dawn of revolution, and she has to get in early and start thinking about how to pivot from centralized tools and resources of community they've built to pivot into the decentralized world, because we are everything is switching, and it will switch slowly, but it's inevitable. So the ones that get in early and understand the technology, how to build brand in this new ecosystem will win. That's for sure.
Awesome, guys. Thank you so much. So I have last two questions for each of you, so they will be different to each of you. My first question is, if you could choose one song to play every time you walked into a room for the rest of your life, what song would you choose and why?
I don't know.
Grace, it's for you.
Maybe.
I'll have another question for you.
Good to know.
Maybe We Are the Champions, I would say.
Perfect. Love it.
I was looking for a song with like legendary as a title, but there's not what I was thinking about.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Grace. My question for you, Kirsten. If you had a time machine, would you travel to future or back to the past?
That's a better question.
Future. That's clear. Future.
Yeah, I totally get you. If you had to work, but you didn't need the money, what would you do, Grace?
If I had to, sorry, I didn't get that.
Yeah, if you had enough money and you just could choose the job you want, what it would be?
I would be a teacher because
Awesome.
education is big for me. Yeah.
Awesome. What was the last gift you gave to someone, Kirsten?
The last gift I gave to someone.
It's not necessary to say to someone, to whom, but what was the gift?
To a friend, and it was a letter and a champagne brunch because it's her 30th birthday. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much, guys. I've received all honest answers from you that I wanted to get, and you did pretty well on resisting my very provocative questions. Thank you so much.
Thanks, both of you. Thank you so much for having me.
It was very nice.
Genuinely been a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Alex, I think we are two of the most blessed people on DeSo to be able to just have it as our job to meet all you magical creators. All right.
Absolutely.
Alex, thank you so much, my man. I always love it when we get to that part. And you're a superstar. I think we're incredibly lucky to meet all these people. And Grace and Kirsten, I'm incredibly lucky to have Alex wherever he is in your cameras to be working with, because he is a superstar. All right. Thank you, Grace. Thank you, Kirsten. Thank you, Lisa, for joining us and making time for this. Thank you to Zach, to Doodles Academy, for bringing this all to the table, really making it happen. It is always a co-creation and a collaborative effort. So thank you very much. And to everyone watching, thank you for taking the time, because we understand there is so much out there. Hope you've gotten something magic from this. I know that, Alex, I think you and I should be applying for the Doodles Academy next round for Cloud Forum. So
we definitely need to talk with Grace about his creative agency. It sounds very good.
Right. And Kirsten with her social media marketer. So I think, sorry, Zach, we're sneaking into the Doodles Academy. Awesome. Hey, thanks everyone for watching and tuning in. This has been a special event, the Doodles Academy Who's Got Clout sessions. We'll be having more coming soon as it goes. We'll be closing off season 2 around the 10th. We will let you guys know the date soon, always riding the edge. And season 3 will begin in the new year, which we're super excited to bring more content, more amazing people, and just keep this conversation going. So thanks again for tuning in. Have a great week, guys. Enjoy your weekend.
Thank you, guys. It's been a pleasure. Take care.
Thank you so much, Kirsten, Grace.
Bye.
Take care.